Are you tired of bonking the last 100 meters of your 800-meter race? Are you tired of going out way too fast or way too slow, or finding yourself in the middle of the pack and having no idea what to do? Come with me today and I'll show you exactly how to race an 800-meter. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you'll know that my training partner Shimiso Sikaneta has made the under-23 Pan American Games in Paraguay this year. He actually just came back from his trip, and yeah, we're going to review how to race an 800 meters in the context of his race here. So we're going to watch the U23 Pan American Games heats, and I'm going to comment on exactly how this race was run. We're going to be doing a lot of pausing here, guys, so bear with me. So let's just press play. Chamois is in lane 5, as you can see. He's the tall, darker skinned guy. Okay. So we see here, let's pause here. So we see here lanes 6, 7, 8, and lanes 1 and 2. They all went out really fast. Now, the way I like to relate the 800 meters to is that I like to relate it to a box. And if we separate the box into 4 categories, we get how the first 120 to 200 meters of an 800 meter race is run. Now, at the very front of the box, you have the guy who's going out the fastest. Sometimes you might have 2 people in this category, depending how fast the race goes out. If it goes out really fast, the race will be a bit strung out. You'll have one guy in front, and then almost like another guy in front, and then everyone behind. But in 95% of the case, you're gonna have one guy who's gonna be in front. The next category are the people who are on the inside of the track. So on the inside of the box, you're gonna have your second category of people, and these people tuck their way in behind the leaders, and they're having the pace set for them, and they're drafted by the person in front of them. The third category is you'll have people on the outside, and the people on the outside are people who are running on the outside of lane 1 or in lane 2, and they're kind of settling in on the outside. Potentially they're running behind someone too, and one of the advantages for them is they can kind of maneuver forward, they can maneuver inward, or they can maneuver backward. So they have some advantages there. And finally, you have the one person, or maybe 2 people, again, depending how fast it is, the people at the back, the people at the very back. These people, like as we see here, the guy in the white jersey, he's not battling for the lead at all. The only people battling for the lead here are lanes 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8. So the person in lane 4 in the white jersey, he's chilling. He knows exactly what he's going to do today. He's going to chill right at the back. He's going to go out a little bit more reasonably. So let's see how this plays out a bit. Okay, so Chamois cuts in right away, and he tucks himself right on the inside of lane 1. Now we're seeing this play out exactly to the formula that I said was going to play out to. We have the man from Argentina here in the glasses and in the darker t-shirt and the darker jersey. He's in front. He's on the inside of lane 1. He's setting the pace. He's controlling the race. Now we have the Jamaican just on the outside, the man from Bermuda on the outside of that, and the man from Puerto Rico right outside of that. Now let's go through some of the advantages and disadvantages here of being in each of these guys' positions. So the man at the front, the guy from Argentina, he's setting the race, he's setting the pace, he's controlling the race, so whatever he goes, the race is going to follow him, unless someone takes the lead from him. But until then, he's controlling the race, really. But the consequences of that is you have to go out harder than everyone else, which means you're going to be, generally speaking, more tired than everyone else, because everybody wants that good spot up front. Maybe not everybody, but everybody wants to be in the top 2, 3, 4, or even 5. Look at the Puerto Rican guy here in 5th. He's really trying to battle for that spot close up front. But the man from Argentina, he went out faster than everyone, so he's in front. He gets to set the pace. And another consequence of this, though, is, again, you're breaking the wind for everyone else. You're not drafting anyone. Now, let's look at the second category. We have the man, I think, from Mexico, and then my buddy Chamois on the inside. So we see the man in the green jersey and the Canadian jersey behind him. They are racing on the inside of lane 1 in that box formula I was talking about. Now, the advantages of this is you're always, the pace is being set for you, so you can kind of just turn your brain off, and not only that, you're drafting. You're drafting the person in front of you. Chamois is taking no wind to the face right now. Look at him. He has people on the outside of him, he has people on the inside of him, he has people in the front of him. So he's just cruising here. Same with the guy from Mexico. Now let's look at the other category, category 3, the people on the outside. We have the Jamaican, man from Bermuda, and the man from Puerto Rico. These guys are on the outside. Now, the advantages for being on the outside is like I said before, you have so many options. I think you have the most options being on the outside than you do on the inside. Than you do actually in any other category of the race. However, the consequence of this is, as you see, the man from Puerto Rico, he is on the mid, if not outside of lane 2 right now. So when you're shuffling in and out, especially on the corners, is you're going to race more distance. The people on the outside here are going to race way closer to 810 meters than they are to 800 meters at the end of the day. So because they can go forward, maneuver in, or maneuver back, the consequence of that is you're racing way more distance. And finally, we have the final category. At the way of the back, we see the man in the white shirt and the white jersey. He's chilling. He's chilling. He's way at the back. He's letting everyone go out in front. So he'll be able to be chasing people. He'll be able to be drafting them. He'll be able to run his own pace, and those are the advantages of it. However, the people at the front compared to people at the back, 200 meters in, he is, at this point, well a second back. So he's going to have to make that and maneuver past 7 people towards the end if he wants to win this race. And that just leads to running more distance when you're passing people. And also just chasing people down a second and a half, even 2 seconds sometimes. It's a lot easier said than done. So there's risks and benefits to all of them. Let's continue the race. They're out in 26 low. Now we see here, Chamois really close. We have like that triangle kind of box that, again, I was talking about. Nothing's really changed in terms of position than 100 meters before. Again, that Puerto Rican guy and the guy from Bermuda are running extra distance, yet they have the advantage of whenever things are happening on the inside, they're staying out of trouble. They can kind of at any time commit to any position. But you can tell that this race has slowed down a lot. The guy in the white jersey and the Brazilian, look how far back they were, and now look how close they are. This is like a big bunch. It's almost like a standard distribution curve. They're a big bunch now. And this is some classic 800-meter tactics, especially in the heats. People battle the first 200 meters just to get their place, and then they slam on the brakes between 200 and 300, even all the way to 400. And if you're on the inside, like Chamois, in those positions, it's like a helpless position. Because Chamois, right now, I think he's probably tied for 5th right now, 5th or 6th, he can't do anything at this point if he wants to. Like, he can't just swing out and start controlling the race or run forward and start controlling the race. He's in a position where he's at the mercy to everyone in front of him. And to be honest, in the heats, I don't like that. Especially for someone at his height and his long running gait. I don't like that at all. But let's see what happens here. So Chamois still trapped. We're running. The Jamaican took the lead from the Argentinian. And now we see some of the navigation we were talking about from the guy at the back. I'll pause in a second. Okay. Now we see kind of Chamois being spit out the back. When you're on the inside, that is a huge risk of what's going to happen, especially because he's tall and these little gaps form. And people will take advantage and start cutting in. And the people at the back will start maneuvering around you and cutting in. So Chamois now finding himself in, I think he's falling a bit behind, not because he's tired, but because everyone at the front is starting to surge, and the last people to respond to a surge are people in the middle towards the back. It's just the way it is. Now we're going to see a gap form, yet the man in the white jersey here, things that slow down so much, he's going to start passing people on the corner. Or he's going to want to. So we see here, sorry guys, I have to keep pausing because of copyright stuff. But Chamois kind of maneuvered out. He couldn't quite get out, but I don't think he tried hard. I think he got worried that he was running too much in lane 2, and then he tucked right back in. So now he's stuck in the position where he was before. And this is a slow race. They went out in 54.7. I think Chamois went out in 55.5 in the first 400 meters. Now we're towards the latter half of the race. They're just a little less than 300 meters to go, and Chamois still finding himself on the inside, and everyone has energy. Now, usually I say patience is the best virtue in the 800 meter, but in these slow races, when they go fast. And it doesn't open up nearly as much when everyone has energy left the last 300 meters. So now he's kind of stuck. He's kind of stuck here right now. And the man in the white jersey here, now he's on the outside. He was originally at the back. Now he's way at the outside, and it looks like he's going to make his move. And the Jamaican dude who's leading, he's also not running into any issues right now strategically. And again, we see the Puerto Rican. He's still in lane 2. But look, he's not worried. This whole race, he hasn't been worried. He hasn't been in a bad spot. Right? Even the man in the white jersey who passed him, the Puerto Rican just matches it, right? The Jamaican's dying right now. Okay. So what we saw this a little bit a little earlier. I think Shammy kind of got into a little bit of a shuffle with the guy from Argentina because Shammy's left it so late now because everybody has to go in front of him and then he has to go. It's a slow race, so now he has a lot of room to make up. And now Shammy has to navigate his way through all the people who are dying, and sometimes he's just getting a little bit of a mix-up with them, a little bit of a tussle. And I think that's what happened here, or just before, to the Argentinian guy. You see the Argentinian guy making a little bit of a scene with his arms up. And Shammy's coming in. He's catching the guy from Bermuda. He's trying to catch the guy from Jamaica, and he doesn't quite do it. So the issue with Shammy's race here was he's a tall guy, he has a long stride, and he didn't really commit to anything that whole race, and then found himself in a bad position the last 100 meters, last 150 meters. But in truth, it started well before that. I think if Shammy had to do anything different, I think in the first 100 meters, I don't think he should have ran to lane 1 so fast, because everyone just collapses in around you so quickly, and then your choice is made for you. You're going to be on the inside. I would have waited a little bit, and because he was on the inside, when the race slowed down, he couldn't take the lead if he wanted to. He really couldn't take the lead. And again, I think between 400 and 500, when Shammy was swinging wide, he totally bailed on that idea. You could tell he was saying, like, oh, I don't want to run in lane 2 for so long. Yet the guy who was running in like lane 3 at that time ended up coming 2nd or 3rd, so he's in the finals. How this race works is top 3 make it, next 2 fastest times, and Shammy came 5th, right? The guy in the white jersey came 3rd. Shammy should have committed, swung out, passed those guys, and then when the leaders went, Shammy would have been there. He could have tucked in on the final corner when things were a little bit more stretched out. But instead, he had to wait, he had to navigate between people. He got into a little bit of a tussle with the Argentina guy. He got mixed up with him. And all of this takes energy. When you're going back and forth, in and out, faster, slower, and you're bumping into people, this takes out energy from you. So in the last 100 meters, now Shammy doesn't have enough energy to catch the guys who are now almost a full second ahead of him. So I thought, given the situation he put himself in, I thought Shammy raced an okay race. I thought he raced a good race that last 100 meters. He stuck in it. It could have been a lot worse. Yet at the same time, I think if he raced that better, if he had a better racing strategy, I think he would have come 3rd or 4th. He would have come top 3, or he would have come 4th. Because I think he did have a B day in terms of, I don't think he brought his A game, but he didn't bring his C game. He brought his B game today. And it was just all the maneuvering he did that really made him suffer. Now, the 800 meters is, well, first I should say, Shammy actually ended up making the finals. He was 5th, but he was 2nd of the small queues. However, he got disqualified, as well as the Jamaican ahead of him, for impeding that man from Argentina. This is so I've heard. I'm not 100% sure about anything. But Shammy appealed it, and he got denied. So Shammy got disqualified. I mean, I don't think he should have got disqualified. I thought he barely impeded the Argentina guy. The 800 meters is a rough race. I've seen many more rough races that nobody gets disqualified, but it is what it is. You're in a different country, different racing standards, different racing rules, and you just have to accept that. Now, I make this commentary on Shammy just because I know him very well. I've worked out with him, geez, man, like well over 100 times at this point, and he did not follow his strengths this race. Now, the 800 meter comes in many different shapes and sizes. In terms of body composition, the 800 meters is the most diverse race there is. You have short and stocky people, you have short and skinny people, tall, skinny people, tall, big people like me. Shammy and I are similar height or the same height, and I weigh, I think, 25, 30 pounds heavier than him. You know, it is what it is. And with all of this comes with different strategies, right? It also includes what have you been training for years. I used to be a distance runner, so I'm not super fast, but I'm very strong. If I'm racing 5 people who are 400-meter runners, if they run their first 400 meters like an 11.8 or 12.2, they're going to be able to do that way easier than I am. So I'll be towards the back, but maybe we'll run around a similar time. So it all depends on what your strengths are, that you have to have some adaptability in your 800-meter race of what kind of strategy you're going to use. You know, in my case, I have no problem leading, but I have no problem being at the back. Those are the 2 places I prefer being, or even on the outside. I typically don't like finding myself on the inside because I'm too tall. If it's a faster race, I don't mind it because there's a lot of space between. But the problem is if there's space between and it's a slower race and I'm trying to make up that space, someone smaller is just going to tuck right in. And again, that's the problem Chamois fell into, right? As soon as there's a little bit of space, someone's going to slowly take it or just take it right away. And he got spit out the back at that one part. Anyways, guys, I hope this shed some light on exactly how to race in 800 meters and how to categorize how in 800 meters are typically run. So yeah, take that learning, I guess, and apply it to your next 800-meter race. And I hope you kill it. I hope you win. I hope you set a PB. And yeah, on that note, I'll see you next time.